Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure. Welcome back to the old Transport Fever Evolution, and we're looking at a station. And into this station is pulling not one but two trains. Huh? That's a nice intro. That is enough. I can't top this. Alright, I won't bother. Where are we? We're at Capra, I think. Yeah, we are. We're at Capra City. These two are departing, and this is the route that we built last time around. And since then, the good people of Fail Brigade and I took it all apart and put it back together again. The helix is no more. It was decided that the helix was a helix too far. A little too bendy. A little too unnecessary. We lost the lovely suspension bridge. I was moderately distraught. There'll be a train coming out here in a second. That's why we're looking at it. Yeah. I'll even show you the route in a moment. This isn't the focal point of today's show. It's just it's a way of easing you in to where we're going. And we're going to Ambry. There we are. See, lovely. Coming out the other end. We'll track alongside for a moment or two while I continue with my exposition. So instead of the helix, we've managed to do it slightly more efficiently. I don't like this bit. Right there. That corner just needs easing a little further. But beyond that, it's not so bad. More of the track is now above ground, spookily, even though it goes in a slightly more direct route. However, it no longer does unnecessary elevation, and now only does necessary elevation, of which there was a significant portion. But it was necessary. You kind of go, well, you go straight back into a tunnel. It can't be that much more above ground. You kind of go, no, this tunnel is merely cheeky, for we will reappear. And skirt around the edge of this here mountainous ridging. Mountainous. Yeah. It doesn't get any more exciting than this. We lost excitement, but stayed above ground more. Is it better? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It comes up into Ob City. The other thing that was put in is a whole bunch of commuter stuff, including these glorious trams, on which almost no people ride. In fact, I think we'll be fortunate here in seeing absolutely no people riding on that one at Ob City. But the day is still young. By the time we have hooked Ambry up, things will be better. Where is Ambry? It's over here. Now, you may recall that we approach Ambry coming from Wizard Hole, stopping at, well, all and sundry along the way, and it's a very popular route and people like it, which is good for them. Before we arrive here into Ambry, which is the town that I did take an awful lot of bulldozer to in order to make more orderly, and my, hasn't she grown nicely. It's come up really rather splendidly, but instead of completing a loop, which is what we could have done, instead we're going to have one route from Wizard Hole coming in here, which is what it does already, and then the other one comes in there. Now there may be a little bit of cannibalization goes on there. That will be an adventure in and of itself, but what we're doing today is we're going to take this bit and hook it up to that bit, going through this lot. Whew. Yeah. Alright, now, first things first, I'm going to do a... What if one were so inclined to just do a straight line? We're not going to just do a straight line. I just want to see what sort of tiltage we score on the track if I go from point A all the way... Oh my god, this is... Yeah, do you want to crash your game? Well, no, there you go, look. That's point B. Right, now this is not the point B that we want, and I'm not going to move it again, because... It is on the verge of a little bit of technical instability. But to me, that old button there, suggesting that, you were lying. Okay, so that's flat, right? That's flat from Ambry. This one, that's if it follows the natural curvature of things. It's not going to do either of these things. We're going to do a bit of this and a bit of that, because I want to skirt wherever possible in order to reach our destination over here. There are a multitude of options we've got there, and I'm thinking right now that what I might do is come out here. These two houses are going bye-bye, and then we'll work our way up and around And we'll try and stay on the surface, but it's not going to be possible. So there'll be a bit of cheeky tunnelette action. So you can see the height that this reaches there. So if we can get to around here, maybe still climbing, a lovely span there. That's where we might get the suspension bridge back in. This one makes no sense to go around, nor does it. I mean, if you could come through this way, plough through that, span out there, this would be quite a stiff turn before then another big span there. Yeah, another cheeky tunnel, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle in. Now, I mean, all of that's pie in the sky because we don't know what's going to occur. I'm going to start at this end and then we'll see where it gets us. Yeah. All right, pause on up just so that these clowns don't rebuild while I'm coming through. I mean, they knew what they were risking when they decided to build there in the first place. So this is, you know, it's not going to come as a surprise to blimey. We're going steeply uphill and we can't make it around that corner. Not without a tunnel. Now, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But it's not what I wanted. No. Okay, well, give me another option. Okay, well, if we were to be a little bit more robust with our turn, and instead of going uphill, we stayed flat temporarily, so that we actually do get a tunnel here. Put a decent amount of speed there, right, and then start to escalate our height rapidly. We should re-emerge over there, which is more or less the same move that was applied at Capra, which is where we started the show. And now, I'm not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying that's a thing. Yeah. All right. Well, give me option 2. All right. Well, option 2 is to go up. All right. And then from there we wiggle round, and then we're back in a tunnel again. Only this time we'll get higher. But by getting higher, it would mean that we could stay higher. Yeah, I do worry about the span bridge that's going to go there. I mean, I'm not opposed to it being quite tall. I just don't want it to be too tall. Yeah, I mean, there's a very big difference between a tasteful viaduct, not aqueduct unless it's been raining, and you know, an unnecessary bit of roller coaster. Yeah, all right, okay, we're going to go with... Oh, it's yeah, all right, we'll do that, yeah. Yeah, we'll climb a little bit more gently. We'll give them 80 kilometres an hour to play with and see where that gets us. We'll start with this, because inevitably there's going to be some trauma at one end or the other. But ideally I'd like to conceal the trauma where there is no choice in the matter but to tunnel your way through it. Or invest many tens of millions in the terrain tools. Now, where can we emerge here? There. Okay, well, I'd like to emerge swiftly, but I want to still make the corner. Well, the corner is that way. Do you want to increase your... I don't like it. No, but let's see if we can get it out of the way. I may change my mind on all of this and bulldoze it all and have another swing. There we go. Right. Once we're there, life should be easy. It should be peaches and cream. It should be no problem at all. Should be extra pocket money given for a job that they thought you did that you didn't do. Right, let's get round here and motor. Okay, right, that's it for double tracking right now. Just pick a track and stick with it. We'll take the inside line for this first section, and then let's see where we go. Make sure you know where you're going. No, this is right. I'm broadly following the road, but not exactly following the road. Cliff it. Well, what's the alternative? Yeah, no, we'll cliff this one. I'm not fond of it. No, but you know. There we go. And then we're going to emerge over here. So that's the start of the big aforementioned span. No, it's not. Okay, it's not the start of the big aforementioned span. We want to come out there, bit of a span across to that one, and then that's the big span to get across there. Okay, what have we won? Oh, you've got one of your favourite things ever, which is a little bit of tunnel, a little bit of cheeky outwards, a bit of tunnel again. Okay, are you doing clever things as far as bending the track there? I mean, I think I've demonstrated I'm more than willing to spend 50 million on a flipping helix and lovely looking bridge, only to bulldoze it 20 minutes later, effectively. Right, and then let's stay flat. I have a feeling that if we... No. Give me just... Thank you. That could work. That could work. Oh, that could work well, as it happens. All right, go on then, show me. If you go single pillar, I might be into it. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah. Right, because we go single pillar, then we hit the ground, and then over here we could do a double pillar. Yes. I might be into it. You know what? I'm going to go with it for now. I have a feeling that there's going to be some... Let's go back and do that again. And then over here we hit a tunnel coming out there, staying mostly flat through this section. That's going to lead to yet another span going across there. But look at the inning and outing and a bit of bridge action and all of that kind of caper. No, there's merit in these hips. Okay. How do you feel about that? Well, what I wanted to do was try and get a little closer into here, so that we could maybe skirt round rather than pile straight through. And then we've got a last pile through that occurs probably about here that will take us the distance. This has actually proved to be a little bit more straightforward than I thought, but maybe we'll revisit sooner rather than later to see what we get. So if I were to... I'm going to change the angle on this anyway, but I want to have a quick look. And there's another 2. I think that's going to look all right. I don't think it's because you have the... You run the risk of it looking excessive. And this doesn't look excessive to you. No. This looks like it's arguably thought through. Someone's thought about it, clearly. It's not too high up, but it is high up enough to warrant this kind of suspension action. And where else on the map would I go suspension frenzy? Well, yeah, I mean, riddle yourself that. Alright, so if I went as far as there, let's go for it. I've got the money to just throw at this, so let's have a look. And then a little more over there. We won't suspend that one. This might actually work out reasonably well. Right, and that's about the right angle to do the last bit, where hopefully the elevation of the line as it stands right now is about right to get us the remainder of the distance. It might be. Give me some of this. Have you not got a red one to match the remainder of the route? No. Jolly green. No. We're on a red one here, friend. Give me everything. I bet you're going to want to stick another flipping pillar in, aren't you? Oh yeah, I'm bananas for pillars, me. Well, all right. I might even allow that. Just kind of go like, no, we had a job lot of pillars when we were scheming this up. So yeah, all right, go on. Right now, just bash this through and see if it'll link. Signs point to. No. Okay, all right, that's all right. That's all right. I'll get over it. Yeah, signs point to you are a long way short there, buddy. And by short, I mean tall. You've gone up too far. Well, that was not what was implied by the As the Crow Flies survey that I did early on that took about 2 minutes. Yeah. Well, you're going to need a rethink. Okay, well, no, what the rethink is just in relaying what I've done, but at a slightly lower ebb. The angle of attack, I think, is a good one. I don't know which track I'm going for here, but we end up with something like it's still below ground. All right, well, we'll make it go a bit higher then. All right, it's still below ground. Oh, crikey. All right, well, that's... yeah. No, your survey was very, very long, which is why you ended up with it being a little bit clever. All right, plan 6. We'll go over here. We could possibly bend out this way a little bit to gain us some more climb. Yes. Alright, well, that's best climb that you've got right now. So if we go this way a smidge to gain more climb before having to dive the ridge. Maybe to about there. This has got "I'm going to be deleted" written all over it. But I'm exploring. I'd like 100 kilometers an hour as my minimum. I would have liked to get through there, but no matter. We're doing the thing, right? And then we come out over there. Okay, now if it's climbing the entire way, it comes out as far as that. Think about the actual aspect of the route here. Well, I don't dislike it. I think that's quite nice. It's got a kind of a Jungle Trek theme going on. Were one to speak in themic terms. Swooping around here, and then a little cheeky tunnel swoop back the other way before heading into, my goodness me, that's a large hill in front of us. Accept. Alright, okay. You, there, Magnifico Bridgeo. You're done. Yeah, you didn't work out. You didn't make the cut. You were too slow. You were too mucho. Which means that most of this tunnel here is going to go. There'll still be a tunnel there. It's just going to take a slightly different line. And then, if one were to do a simple here to there, that works. You get a little bit of bridge there. And it doesn't really change very much. You just don't get your last suspension action. Now, we're still climbing. We're climbing. And then we're starting to sink again. But you're going to have to do that if you want to spend much, if any, time above the surface. Okay. Right, and given that we're operating with steam here, you wouldn't want to smoke out your passengers. No, they've all got cigarillos and various pipe-based tobacco behaviour for smoking themselves out. What with this being the early 50s, yeah. Okay, yeah. Don Draper's in there and he's having a big drink. Is he? Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's call this version 1. There may not be a version 2, but I have a feeling that there might be, and I might have hooked up the wrong side of the track. That's an easy fix, though. But we'll double our way along. We'll slap some signals on it, and then we'll chuck a train up there and see what it looks like. You just killed a pillar. I think it might be back. Think again, clown. Oh, okay. Well, in which case, pillar number 1's gone. I could probably make it return if I saw fit. But then we get to keep. Oh, one single. Oh yeah. Oh, one single suspension. Would they call it a suspension pillar? No. It's going to be a suspension bridge? No. Well, yes, but no. Suspension tower, maybe. Well, I wonder what the correct nomenclature in this situation is. Yeah, you are connected on the... No, you got it right. Well, these things happen. You can't get it wrong every single time and expect to continue to pay the mortgage. Right, give me that. Right, and then onwards. Yeah. I think, well, at the moment, I've got a hunch that this is going to be scenically rather pleasant. You've got a swing platform going there, wanging enough signal just to keep it honest, and let's see what we end up with. Yeah, one way, please. Okay, right. Wanging in sufficient signal to keep things honest. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not an advocate for the ride-along, except in the way that I ever ride along on trains in this game, which is as a means of post-construction surveying. I spoke about this at some length, or I tried to, but I kept getting distracted on a recent stream, and yeah, because I've been looking at quite a few people who'd been building really spectacular stuff, and some people build really, really spectacular stuff, and then they'll do a video of the spectacular stuff where they spend the entire time in a cab view, and you kind of go, you know, when you've seen one bit of track going between a couple of stations, you've kind of seen them all. You're much better off adopting a rail fanning approach to these things, whereby you set your camera up at fun and intriguing locale in order to watch the action as it goes past. It's just my personal opinion, obviously. But riding on, no, if you've spent hours and hours and hours working on scenery and making it all look authentic, why would you go for a cab view where the last thing you can see is the flipping scenery? Riddle me that. Right, Of City goes out to Ambridge. Okay. There. Yep, and then we come on back again, stopping at Of City, and then everything else will just work itself out. Well, magnifique. We've already got 2 trains on there, but this is quite a girthy route now, so we'll superimpose. Do you want to do 2 more trains? Steady on there, cowboy. I think 1. Look, it's not exactly breaking even at the moment, so I think 1 more train would probably be the way to go for the time being. It will almost certainly support a 3rd train in the future. Why would you deny people the opportunity to go down to the depot and watch this new one being birthed? There you go. It's a new one. Looks like the old ones, except it's not quite as grubby. Yep, fresh lick of paint. You can still smell the WD-40. No, you can't, because you shouldn't use WD-40 as a lubricant. That's not what it's for. It's a water repellent. Yeah. Now, the other thing I noticed the other day is this bridge here. You know, looking at it from there, you kind of go, oh, yeah, architecture. Well, it's not. Okay, all right. Civil engineering, right? But in practicality's case, this is a brick bridge. There is no way in hell this is supporting itself between those 2 pillars. It needs a 3rd pillar in the middle, at least, or to be made out of something that is a little bit more tolerant to broader spans. Steel, I would suggest, might be good, but even then you're going to need steel with a reinforced undercage at the very least. So this bridge has got to go. But one of my forthcoming projects is going to be this depot that I keep waffling on about. Fix it, make it look good. It has all the hallmarks of, there's a plan here, but there's got no evidence of there's a plan here that's actually being enacted upon. So brace yourselves for that at a later time. Right, okay, coming into Wizard's Hole. It's just Wizard Hole, it's not Wizard's Hole. That takes on arguably a more sinister meaning. Certainly a less PG meaning, depending on how your mind works. And knowing you lot, I know how your mind works. Not well. Right, how many passons are we scoring here? We're going to full load half full. Actually half full. No, we're over half full. All right. All right, splendid. And then we're rolling out. Ooh, nice. Hang on. Shut that down. It's spoiling the view. There you go. Sit there. That one's heading out to the end of the line. And then we've got Wiz 6 here, heading out on Wiz. I love that they're doing different speeds. That's why the track has got erratic speed all over the place. And I don't like the fact that this is on a lump. You'll deal with it. Oh, look, there's another one coming. Are you pulling in, or are you... No, you're taking off as well. That's the new edgy hole loco setup going on there. Edgy hole had started to require a little bit more capacity, so I gave it more train. There you go. This is that just delivered on the promise that I set up for this some time ago. The other side, arguably, even more than that. However, the other side is... Oh, yeah, sure. Look, we got another one coming in. The view is majestic. The track laying is all over the show. But, I mean, yeah. Still good, though. It is still good, though. Yeah. This is what you should be... If you're showing off your spectacular build, these are the shots people want. That look at the spectacle. Right? If I now switch to an onboard, I don't even need to demonstrate. We get this. Now, when you're passing over a river, when you're going over a nice big bridge like this, and you've got the magnificent vista ahead of you, sure, why not? But I didn't build the magnificent vista. That's just the game looking as glorious as it ever does. There's no harm in putting in a little bit of that. Certainly. I love how I built this incredibly expensive bridge down there that nobody's using. Yep. Yeah, very much a white elephant. I imagine the Tarmacadden company had issued something of a very large kickback in order to get that gig. Oh well. Yeah. C'est la vie. Right, we're heading for Capra, at which point I'll jump back off again because it's just the other side of this tunnel. And from there it will press ever onwards, and we will look for some more sites whereby one sites S-I-T-E where one might be able to appreciate the sights S-I-G-H-T-S, obviously. Yeah, not a huge number of passants waiting here. No, well they haven't heard. They haven't heard that it goes to the thrilly heights of Ambry yet. All right, hop off. Oh, great. Yeah, nice house, Governor. Right, now, where are you going? You're going this way. Now, where's the angle that pays? This one might be nice. It's a bit obvious. Sure, it's a bit obvious, but it's still nice. You've got here early. It's a nice day for it. I've got my picnic blanket out. And I've arranged my notes in front of me. I plan on ticking off all of the carriages, not just the locomotive. I'll have you know. Despite the fact that they're all got exactly the same number. Right. You come in. Don't make me accelerate the game, because I'll ruin your dramatic emergence. You never know. We might score one coming back the other way. We might end up sitting here for a minute. We're going to end up sitting here for a minute. Okay. Yeah. The game's not paused, is it? No. It'll be any moment now. You did get here quite early. Well, I mean, that's a slow corner going through the bridge. Tunnel, yeah. Hark! I hear the thing. There we go. See, if you'd done this for real and you'd turned up a bit early, you'd still go, it'll be worth it. 20 seconds of the thing going past. You arrived an hour and a half early and you just kind of go, that was a moment in time. That was right there. Yeah, I mean, it's no worse than queuing for 3.5 hours to go on a flipping roller coaster, only to find out that the roller coaster itself lasts 47 seconds. You know, was it worth it? And I go, well, the 47 seconds were really quite something, but it was quite quick for the 3.5 hours we stood in the queue waiting, getting stung by wasps the entire time, with nary a bench nor bin to be seen anywhere. Nary. Yeah. The question is now, is that just emerged from a tunnel shot any good? You can only do it once. If you're going to try and invest too much time in that just came out of a tunnel shot, no, people are going to tire of that quite quick, particularly when it's a tunnel like this one. And I realise we're heading into a tunnel here, where you kind of go, so it's a hillside and there's trees. Oh, and a train. The train was quite pleasing to the eye, but the rest of it, seen once, seen, well, where the hell does this route go from here? Well, it doesn't go this way. That much is evident. All right, we're coming up on Ob City. Let's have a look and see how Ob City is actually faring at the moment. We've got 2 want to go to Ambridge, 30 odd want to go back the other way. Away from Ambridge. Get me away from Ambridge. One can only hope that numerous people are now taking advantage of the fact that there is a connection between, well, I mean, let's say Ob City, for example, and Grazer Ridge. Previously, you'd needed mountain goats, Sherpas, a big fluffy coat, and lots of Kendall mint cake as you would trek on foot betwixt Ob City and Grazer Ridge. But now, no, you're not anymore. Now you can take the steel horse. There's a problem. Really? It'll solve itself. What is the problem? Train 32 doesn't know where it's going. But that's a Whiz 6 train. Oh, hello. All right. Where are you going? Well, I'd quite like to go back the way I came. Oh, your last carriage is overlaying the points. All right, fine. I hadn't considered that was a possibility. Right, and you go, well, how did that happen? And it's simple, actually. Is the reason that happened is, well, come on. Use your loaf. Turn around. There you go. Now, clear off. When I was putting the train together, every station, with the exception of Wizard Hole, is 160 metres in length. This train is 164, I think. Something like that. It is just over the limit. But I figured that there would be sufficient doors available to be platformed. Why were you griping? You shouldn't have been griping. You could have turned around there, no problemo. Oh, no. Oh, there you go. Right. Fixed it. Okay. That won't happen again. Yeah. No, the last tail breath of that previous train was dangling into the junction. Not so much that you could see it, but it was dangling nonetheless. All right. We're going to ride it back to take in the magnificent one-tower suspension edifice. Although saying that, it's probably only about there now. You're going up that way. I keep looking at it thinking it's on the wrong side of the track. It's not, but I keep thinking it is. Where is the other one? Oh, it's just coming over the one-tower edifice now. Oh, okay. All right, we'll get a moment of that. Well, be quick about it. Oh, no, actually, that's quite nice. Quick, turn everything off. You've missed it. Yep, you blew that. All right, well, we'll catch the one coming the other way, because that's got to be close-ish. Oh, we're not going to spend more time waiting for a flipping thing to come out of the tunnel, are we? It is quite tiresome. It'll be coming any second. I need to turn the lozenges back on in order to see it. Where are you? It's just over there, look. Yeah. We've done 2 of the same train passing one another. I mean, that's old and busted insofar as quite a spectacle is concerned. We want the new hotness of she'll be coming over the mountain in a train. Yeah. We're waiting for it to come out of the tunnel again, and this is not a good angle. No. I'll find it. That's not bad, but I've done this one before. Yeah. Now, one more test I want to do is, let's say that you are a passage. Let's say that, yeah, maybe lower. Nope. All right, let's pretend that you're a passenger. What are the views like? Well, over that side's rubbish. What about this side? I mean, you kind of go, whoa, and hillsides and amazement and so forth. But you kind of go, which side of the carriage would you want to sit on in order to get the best views? All these flipping trees in the way. Where's acid rain when you need it? Yeah, I mean, it's the mountains are the star of the show, but they have been anyway. If one were to exclude all of the vehicular placements that I've made, then it's definitely all about the mountains. I'm going to do one more. I just want to see if there is a view that is worth it. As a station, you've done this before. And that's a big nothing. You just come out into a town centre, and over there would probably be the occasional gazelle. Righto, okay, alright, yeah. It looks not bad if you're viewing it from a helicopter. It looks mediocre if you're on board. It looks average if you're riding the train. Okay. But the question then becomes, is this going to be a super profitable route? Turn the second lozenge back on, please. Thank you. Alright. How many people are waiting? No, well, not a lot. Have we got a... Yeah, we have. Commuter route. Yeah, we've got a commuter route, and no one is that bothered. The intriguing part will be in about half an hour's game time from now. Will there be cannibalization? Because out of Wizard Hole, you now have the choice to go this way round or a shorter that way round to get to Ambridge. Now, Ambridge is not exactly the holiday destination of the ages. But, see, that's not a bad view. Yeah, I know something. I can't remember who it was said that, you know, prefers to have the canopies off the stations so that they can see the passengers milling about. I prefer to allow the passengers to keep the elements off their head, even though there are no elephants to speak of. Yeah. Be nice to run other trains into here. You've got the platforms for it. You've got room for another 2 lines. Well, the next line that would run from here, not the next project, you understand. The next line that would run from Ambridge would be the, look at it now, west. The West Coast Main Line, which will run from Ambridge a really long way to Ergmellenflex. How are you going to make that work? Onwards to City 17. And then we won't stop at Sunnydale. No. We'll go straight for Hill Valley and then Stegoland and then New Bog Gully. We'll do a little bit of a weave to get all the way to the Citadel. That's a beefcake of a line, that is. Where it'll have, what, 2-3 intersections with existing lines? Maybe. But that's not the next project. No, sir. Let us speak merrily, nay verily, of the next project, which is Ankh-Morpork. Yeah, I was hoping you were going the other way, because I'd quite like to do a flyover to illustrate what I'm thinking here. That's an airport. Is there a plane? Not currently. No. Is there anyone waiting for a plane? 4. Okay. Is the plane route making any money? Yeah, I think so. It always has done. Yeah. It's making plenty of cash. Smooth. It's got plenty of space for more passengers as well, so everything's coming up roses. Right, Ankh-Morpork. Now, we're not talking passengers. No, we're talking freight. Freight is the next objective. Big banger freight terminal. Possibly both sides of the river port action going on, but I want to focus on the Ankh Goods Factory, which is not currently scheduled to close. Good times. We've got steel nearby if one were to apply oneself with a little bit of gusto. You've got some coal going on. Not scheduled to close there. Right, so I've got time. You've got iron ore here. You've got coal there. Smash all of that into the middle. Make some steel. Wang it up there. We're then going to need some plastic. So there's a chemical plant, but you're going to need an oil. Thank you for that. You're going to need an oil refinery. A voila. And then you're going to need some actual oil. I'll find some. Right? And that'll be brilliant. In fact, oil tankers up there. It is on the river. Well, it wouldn't be. You'd be oil tankers to here, and then you'd do some kind of road transport to go thus. Now, Ankh itself is not going to get a train station. Well, no, it's not going to get a typical train station. I'm going to run electric from Findus to Ankh to Morpork. That's still Ankh. To Morpork. And this will be our one electric route. Freight, we will be using diesels, come what may. And that will look splendid. But we'll have a goodsy, shuffly kind of a yard thing here. Do you realise that opened? knowing that we were currently exporting all of our con mats all the way down the river. I didn't spot that. No, that could make things much more efficient. Much less profitable, though. Probably much less profitable. Yes. So, yeah. See, I'm looking at it now. You kind of go, oh, look, you can get some plank out of that. Nice. Will they still be around by the time I get to it? I don't know. But that is the next project. I'm going to get a plane. We're going to fly out because we haven't flown over the map in a little while. Here comes one now. We'll take a plane out as our ending gambit. Yeah, going to take a break from passengers, switch to freight for a little while, get some heavy freight stuff going, get a few more ships running. I'd be more inclined to do ships if there were more ship mods, you know. But there just aren't. Not in the 50s. You've got the vanilla and little else for shifting stuff around. And I get it because, I mean, ships, first of all, you've got to want to do ships. But more than that, you're going to be interested in doing sexy, exciting ships and not just everyday working boats. You know? Yeah. What angle do you like? I like this. For now, and then we'll hop aboard. This is our aerial survey of what's to come. Yeah, you see, that's quite disconcerting though, riding like this. I mean, it's like being, hang on, I'm going to be one of Waldo Pepper's wing dancers, walkers, whatever they were. Well, you're not from here. No, we've gone a long way off piste here. This'll do. Yeah, good. There you go. I've been Colonel Failure. I've spent enough time talking about what's next. But we're going to do something big and exciting with freight. And then we've still got some big, exciting passenger lines to hook up later. Will there be more air? Ambridge would support an airport. Yeah, it would. Do you want to put an airport in Ambridge? Not really. Well, don't do it then. Alright, good. I'll catch you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Cheerio. This is the second time I'm recording this bit. I recorded a really quite good, I thought, you know, like a 4 or 5 minute yesterday, and I'm editing this now, and hadn't recorded the camera, had I? No, yeah, I got the audio, and I thought, well, you could do the audio, and I went, no, just do it again. Can't remember what I was talking about. No, I didn't listen to it back again, obviously. I mean, I could have done. But I was probably talking about, and then you've got to connect all of this, and it would be interesting to see if there was another airport. And I mean, what? I mean, you could probably make it up yourself. You don't need me to tell you what I said. It was fairly routine, fairly mundane, I thought. Anyway, this episode ended up being a lot more straightforward than I anticipated. A lot more straightforward, which is why it's a little shorter than typical. But that happens sometimes. What I try not to do is do... Okay, let's do one project, and then let's do half of the next one. I might do what I did today, because the project took, 20 minutes, and I went like, oh, okay, that's not taken as long as I anticipated. I don't want to do half of the next bit. I want to do the whole of a thing, and then in the next one we'll do the whole of a thing, and then the next one, and so on. So that's why this one's ended up being shorter, because it was easier than I expected it to be. There you are. All right. There you are. See, look, you've got yourself a meaningful outro. As much as any of these are meaningful.